Hey everyone, so on a walk again. It's nice out. I thought I would do a little something different today. I am going to bring you not just the sounds of birds singing and a view of this lovely day. I thought I would list, and this is a very, very hard list. In fact, this list is subject to change as soon as I'm done with this video. I am going to list my top 10 Goosebumps books. So, I am only listing from the original series, which was 62 books. That is mainly because I have not finished the other series to do any kind of ratings or favorite lists. Once I have finished the other series, I will do a top 10 for those, because there's at least 10 of the other ones, I'm pretty sure. And maybe one day I can maybe put all of them together and see what my top 10 favorite out of all of them are. But for now, I would do the series individually. It's kind of hard to rank these because, as I said, this list is subject to change very quickly. I would probably be better doing a top 20 Goosebumps books list. However, the standard usually is 10. So I'm challenging myself. The only thing that I can say is that the top 3 will remain the top 3. And I can change that within that. So it's possible that the top 3 will be moved around, but those will remain the top 3. So coming in at number 10 is Don't Go to Sleep. Now, if you watched my review, you know that I absolutely love this book. I love the pacing. I love the storyline. I thought it was one of the few books in the Goosebumps series that actually was kind of scary. Like, the concept is scary. At least to me it is, because I would hate to be in that situation where you go to sleep and you wake up in a different reality, because where you, like I said, wake up in a different reality and you don't know what the heck is going on. There's no one to really help you. I hate situations like that. Not that I've ever been in a different reality, but I just hate being lost and confused and feeling like, everything is closing in and everything's hopeless and everything. The reason that it's low on the list is because I literally just read it for the first time. I've seen the show, the episode a few times, but something about the episode just never really caught my attention all that much. But I really liked the book. It wasn't a bad episode, just not a favorite to rewatch. But the book, like I said, just was well paced. You cared about the character. You wanted to know what was happening next. It was kind of intense at times. So yeah. And number 10 is Don't Go to Sleep. At number 9 is A Shocker on Shock Street. I can't remember if I actually did read this one when I was younger. I think I did, but it was a long time, since then. And I read it just a few years ago, possibly reread it. And of course, I've seen the episode a few times, so I knew the ending, but this book, it has, I want to say that Goosebumps has fantastic endings at times, but this one is one that you will not see coming, at least in my opinion. Like, I would not have expected that. And I like that it's a surprise ending like that, because honestly, the spooky parts, the horror, if you want to call it that, are kind of more realistic. And what I mean by realistic is that it's basically about these two kids, a boy and a girl. The girl's father is working for this new theme park that's based around these horror movies that these kids like, and they want them to be the first ones to try it out. And stuff happens with the rides, animatronics, stuff like that. So it's not like a monster story really, or a ghost story. It's a book that uses real things, and you would expect, oh, is that a tulip? Huh.
The flower.
Is that a fake one? I think it's a fake one. Still, I like tulips. Anyway, sorry for that distraction. You would have thought that maybe something supernatural was going to happen, but it didn't. It didn't. And like I said, I was very surprised by that. Alright, so number 8 is Attack of the Mutant. Both the book and the episode are just super fun. It's one of the Goosebumps that's more fun, like I said. I think if you're into superheroes or adventure, anything kind of like that, you'll like this one. I like the character of Skipper. He's just a fun character. I like that he's passionate about something, and can take it too far sometimes. Again, this one has a twist that you probably aren't expecting, but once you see it, you're like, not totally surprising, but still a good twist. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It might be just one of the most fun Goosebumps books there is. Sometimes the more lighter ones are some of my favorite reads, because in one way it's scary. It's scary almost in the way that Don't Go to Sleep is, where there's something in your reality that you don't expect. You want to go down this way?
Yeah.
And you're kind of trapped in a situation, or you're in a situation where only you know something, somebody else doesn't see it, doesn't believe you. It's scary in that way, but it's lighter in the atmosphere, the mood. Number 7, I'm going to put Welcome to Dead House. So, Welcome to Dead House is the first Goosebumps book. This one is kind of dark. The episode was kind of dark too. It's got an eerie feel to it. And the episode kind of feels like a horror movie in some ways. Like the beginning of one, most definitely. Obviously, it's made for, the middle grade age range, so there's nothing gory or anything, but it definitely is eerie and atmospheric. And I've mentioned this before, but it feels more vampire-like, that these townspeople, these creatures, whatever you want to call them, it feels more like it was supposed to be a vampire book than just the Living Dead kind of thing. I mean, they check a lot of the vampire boxes. And so if you want a story that's vampire-like but not about vampires, that is the start of a series, I definitely recommend this one. I think it was a very well done start to the Goosebumps series. This one lacks some of the, I guess you would say, humor, or I don't want to say lightheartedness, but it lacks some of the more fun things that you see later in the series. So you can see where the tone of the more creepy books started. And it was a good start. It really was. At number 6, I have Welcome to Camp Nightmare. Now, I really liked the camp books. I think if I had to pick a theme, like outside of my top 10 favorites, if I was just going by themes, like camp, slappy, monsters, I think I like the camp ones the best. But I also like survival stories, stuff to do with the outdoors, mysterious stuff. And this one pretty much fits it all. There is a camp and people are disappearing, things are happening, and no one seems to remember people who are disappearing. And there's a monster and a forbidden bunk. And yeah, it's got the creepy aspect of the, you should be able to trust these people, but you can't, something, I guess you would say sinister is going on. Things are not what they seem. And much like a Shocker on Shock Street, this one also has a fantastic twist ending. I just love the ones where you can see it if you read it again, But there's no way that you would have thought of that the first time that you read it. And it's a great episode and probably one of the best of the camp books. So, yeah, and number 6 is Welcome to Camp Nightmare. Now we are getting into top 5 territory. Okay, so number 5 is It Came From Beneath the Sink. The title of this one is just fun, and the characters are fun. I like the group of friends. I like the reactions to things. Again, fantastic episode. That one was really well done. It's an evil sponge. Like, it is just so ridiculous that you can't not like it. It's just so out there, but clever. And I like that this evil sponge, or a gruel, as they call it, has, like, rules. Aw, a little birdie died.
What?
Birdie. And, like, there's a book, and it's, like, considered an actual monster and stuff. Just super fun.
It was a weird episode.
A creepy idea. Might make you afraid to do the dishes. But, yeah, it was just one of those spooky fun ones. Definitely one of the fun reads.
Wait, Mom, I think...
Oh yeah, Nate was just reminding me that spoilers or no spoilers, I guess, because it's not really a big deal, but towards the end they find they mention it in, I'm pretty sure they mention it in both the book and the episode, that there's a monster potato, and then at the end they find this monster potato. So yeah, it's ridiculous fun.
Oh yeah, name our monster Till, weren't they?
Yeah.
No, weird. The monster potato didn't get up till all.
No, there's no book on it as far as I know. But that would have been fun to see, like, a part 2 with the monster potato.
Mm-hmm.
At number 4 is Beware the Snowman. Now this one I know that I read because for some reason it always stuck with me. So I'm just gonna warn you now, if you haven't read it, the ending is a little out there. Like the reveal, the twist, whatever you want to call it. Kind of out there. The story itself, kind of out there. The reason there's snowmen everywhere, and this whole story, myth, legend, whatever you want to call it, yeah, different for sure. But what I liked about this story is, much like Welcome to the Dead House, it is very, very atmospheric. Actually, maybe a little bit more atmospheric than Welcome to the Dead House, honestly. I liked that we went to a different place, because with Goosebumps it's always fall this or fall that. Like in Welcome to the Dead House, I'm pretty sure the town was called Dark Falls. So it's always fall something with Goosebumps. But this time we went to, I think it's like an Arctic town. Basically it snows all the time. Called Sherpia. I'm not sure exactly what that is supposed to be based on. I'm fairly sure Sherpia does not exist. But I'm sure it's probably based on something. And so we get basically a winter horror story. And I like the idea of winter horror, daylight horror. It's a different kind of feel of fear. I like the fact that we get an orphaned character. The character lives with her aunt. Her mother has passed away and she has never met her father. So that was something different to see in Goosebumps. And despite the fact, like I said, the premise is kind of out there, it's written in a way to keep you interested. So, yeah, I'd say ignore the cover. Like, Goosebumps has fantastic covers, but this one doesn't really seem scary, but it is a good read. At number 3, I am going to say The Beast from the East. This one is just full of imagery and survival and kind of a twist, if I remember correctly, on the game Tag. We have intelligent monsters, a fantasy-like forest kind of thing. The cover is one of my favorite covers. I just love the colors on it. It just looks very, like I said, dreamlike, fantasy-like. The characters, yeah, you know, they're not too bad. I like the sister. I don't remember too much of the brothers. They weren't super annoying. Like, Tara from Cuckoo Clock of Doom. But they weren't my absolute favorites. But I did like the premise, and I like how the story was written. Then, for number 2, I am going to say Egg Monsters from Mars. So, I like this one in that it's not really the monsters, the so-called monsters that are the bad guys. And I kind of, liked the concept, like the character. It's basically about a boy whose sister has an egg hunting party, like how people do for Easter, like an egg hunt. I think that's because, if I remember correctly, her birthday is close to Easter, so she wanted an egg hunt. And he finds this weird looking egg, and it hatches this yolk like creature. And he gets caught up with like this scientist guy, and things happen. And like I said, it's more about a misunderstood creature and about how bad people can be. So it was one where, like I said, the monster isn't the bad one. And I kind of like, that take on it. And the cover, it looks both weird and cute. So that was something different. And then finally at number 1 is Legend of the Lost Legend. So this one is more adventurous than spooky, but it also has its spooky moments, as in getting caught up in things, being attacked by things, stuff like that. these children, they are somewhere in Europe. I'm sure it's supposed to be based upon like Scandinavian, Nordic, Germanic type countries. It definitely has that feel. I forget where they were supposed to be at. I know it was mentioned, but again, I don't think it's real, much like Sherpia. But it is obviously based around things. So their father, and again, I've read this a few years ago, so I don't remember all the details, but I'm pretty sure he is a writer, and he is looking for what is called the Lost Legend. And they get tied up into these weird adventures over there. Like this woman who turns out to be something that she's not who they thought she was. There's a giant cat. There's a whole bunch of other things. I just really liked the writing. I liked the characters. Like I said, it was more spooky in like a mythology kind of thing, like a folklore type spookiness. And I never thought to pick it up before, and one day I just read it and I really liked it. I just like the pacing, the writing style, the adventure, the creativity. So far it's number 1. And that is my top 10 Goosebump books from the original 62 series. Let me know if you would like to see other Goosebumps-based videos. I would like to do maybe a ranking or my top favorite of the endings, especially like the twist endings and stuff. So let me know if you would like to see that. And comment down below or make your own video of what your favorite Goosebump books are. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.